is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
It's just a matter of time. Somebody's going to be shot. You know, they just keep opening the store like it's nothing.
New at 11, fearing for the safety of her son, his co-workers, and shoppers at an East Side store. An Indianapolis woman is turning to RTV6 for help. She's pushing for changes from the corporate level before someone is severely hurt or even killed.
And the store has been the frequent target of shoplifters and armed robbers carrying guns. RTV6 has learned Metro Police have been called out to the Family Dollar at 21st and Arlington at least 5 times this year for robberies, most recently last night. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker spoke to a mother whose son is trying to make an honest living at the store and explains she wants the store's corporate management to make safety a priority.
I'm very afraid of that.
If you ask, Sandra Goodrich will tell you it's open season for robbers at this Family Dollar.
Be very, very careful because they're doing it in broad daylight.
She's speaking from experience.
I brought a lady up here like 2 weeks ago, and on her way out the door, they tried to snatch her purse.
As Sandra tells me, most people who come to this Family Dollar try to get what they need and get out ASAP because they know what happens here when it gets dark.
My son was telling me they get robbed every other night.
Sandra says her son was working Monday night when the place was robbed. She describes what the man who robbed the store did to her son and his co-worker.
He pulls out his gun and he tells it was a girl cashier. He grabbed her first, tell her to open her drawer. Then he turns around to my son and tell my son to open his drawer.
Sandra is relieved her child wasn't hurt, but thinks it's way past time for Family Dollar to do something.
This store is nationwide, and it seemed like y'all should have a security guard at least at night to be around, because they just break it, they just rob it, and it's just a matter of time, somebody's gonna be shot.
Working for you on the East Side, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
Well, RTV6 reached out to Family Dollar management about the series of robberies, and at this point, we have not heard back. We will send them this story and tell you what, if any, changes they plan to make to keep their workers and customers safe. IMPD has not released any more details about Monday night's robbery. Police in Noblesville want to know if you recognize the people in these surveillance pictures. They're accused of robbing customers outside the Best Buy near State Road 37 and Pleasant Street. Investigators say on Black Friday, the suspects confronted 3 victims in the parking lot as they were putting items in their vehicle. The suspects got away with a gaming device and games. No injuries were reported. If you have information, call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
Now to the forecast. It's shaping up to be a nice week to check out the Circle of Lights. Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory joins us now.
And Amanda, we made it to 40 degrees today. That's a step forward, but perhaps the most exciting thing was some sunshine that broke through late in the day. We've got more sun coming back tomorrow. Another change will move into the 40s. The winds will be noticeable. They'll gust to 30 miles per hour during the afternoon hours. As you're driving to work in the morning, lower 30s, partly cloudy skies, the west wind around 15. Wind will increase and gust over 30 as we get to the afternoon hours. 43, the magic number for the high in Indianapolis. Some spots will be a little warmer to the south, 45 in Bloomington and Columbus, and a little cooler to the north. We'll talk about when temperatures climb above 50 coming up.
Well, police tell RTV6 there is no new information to release in the investigation into the death of a doctor in a home in Hendricks County. Friends and family said goodbye to Dr. Dean Marr at a celebration of life today. Investigators say he was shot and killed in a home invasion the day before Thanksgiving. People who worked with Dr. Marr called the crime senseless.
I don't live very far from where this happened. It's terrifying to think that this could happen so close to home, and why.
You never hear anybody say anything bad about Dean, whether it's patients. You know, it's a pretty small city. You know, when we take care of badly injured people that a lot of times need to see other doctors in town and stuff like that. And you know, patients all love him. The nurses all love him. It's truly amazing.
Police say there is one witness and multiple suspects in the case. No arrests have been reported.
Investigators believe a space heater likely caused a fire in Clinton County that killed an 8-month-old child. Yesterday's fire at a home in Frankfort has been ruled accidental. Firefighters say a father and 2 young kids were able to escape, but the baby, Deacon James Hunter Mills, could not be saved.
IMPD is releasing the name of the man shot by officers after a long standoff on the northwest side. Police say 37-year-old Anthony Statzer is in critical condition but is expected to survive. Investigators were called to an office complex near 71st and Zionsville Road around 5 o'clock yesterday evening on a report of a burglary. Officers say when they arrived, they saw Statzer run into a business and barricade himself inside. Police say after several hours, he became agitated and pointed a firearm at the officers outside, prompting officers to shoot him. No one else was hurt, and Statzer faces several charges.
For only the second time in its history, the Indiana Chamber of Commerce is endorsing a candidate for governor. Today, the chamber announced its support for the incumbent Republican Governor Eric Holcomb. The chamber president says Governor Holcomb has helped businesses and the state's economy during his time in office. Holcomb says he looks forward to working with the chamber to advance his agenda.
We want to make sure that we remain focused on the things that not just the Indiana State Chamber of Commerce are focused on, but what taxpayers are focused on, and make sure that we keep the state of Indiana out front. They'll help us echo that message on a day-in, day-out basis.
The chamber also endorsed Mitch Daniels in 2008. It is unclear who Holcomb will face next year in the general election. 3 Democrats have announced their candidacy.
Another round of public impeachment hearings begins tomorrow. ABC's Rachel Scott reports Democrats in the House Intelligence Committee are putting their findings into writing.
As the impeachment investigation now enters the next phase, Democrats putting in writing their case against the president. Following 30 hours of public testimony and 12 witnesses, the Democratic majority in the House Intelligence Committee wrapping up their findings into this report, writing, "The evidence is clear that President Trump used the power of his office to pressure Ukraine."
Donald Trump withheld official acts, a White House meeting, as well as hundreds of millions of dollars of needed military assistance in order to compel that power to deliver 2 investigations that he believed would assist his re-election campaign.
Tonight, that report passing in the committee along party lines. The findings and the investigation now turned over to the House Judiciary Committee, which holds its first public hearing tomorrow. It will be up to lawmakers on that committee to decide if articles of impeachment should be drafted. Constitutional experts are among the witnesses who will testify. And unlike the last round of hearings, the president and his legal counsel were invited to participate, but refused, calling the process unfair.
Tomorrow, I don't think anybody's going to watch. I'm not going to watch, but I'm going to be doing this. It's much more exciting.
As this second phase begins on Capitol Hill, President Trump will be on the world stage at the NATO summit in London. But back at home, the partisan divide only deepening. Republicans continuing to blast the impeachment inquiry as a sham. House Democrats pushing their investigation forward without hearing from key witnesses in the president's circle, some of whom were subpoenaed. The White House blocked top aides from testifying in the hearings in the House. But the president said if there is a trial in the Republican-controlled Senate, he'd give his okay.
I want them to testify, but I want them to testify in the Senate where they'll get a fair trial.
And the White House is responding tonight, blasting that report, saying that Democrats have utterly failed to produce any evidence of wrongdoing by President Trump. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Washington.
Some people experiencing homelessness won't have to worry about keeping their feet warm this winter thanks to a donation. Tonight, volunteers with the Methodist Sports Medicine Research and Education Foundation passed out socks and shoes to men at Wheeler Mission. This annual initiative is called Hearts to Souls. David Coleman calls the gift a blessing.
It's my first time here. I came by here tonight and I just got a blessing. So I gave God put me in a place where I needed to be at this time. And I think they're doing a great service for the people.
Nobody lives on an island, right? We all need help and we all need assistance. And I think the opportunity to come and provide some help for some guys that need it at a time in their life is something that just moves our heart.
Physicians also performed free foot exams for the men. BSN Sports, the Colts, Red Wing Shoes, and Dr. Comfort also help support this event. And a reminder, RTV6 will be collecting toys on Monument Circle from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. this Thursday. Just drive up and drop off your donation. You don't even have to get out of your car. We also have several drop-off sites across central Indiana. For a full list of locations and times, go to theindychannel.com and click on the 6 Shines On Toy Drive link.
For the first time in more than 2 years, basketball is back at Muncie Fieldhouse. Just ahead, the fanfare from the first game after a devastating storm threatened the future of the historic venue. And next.
I am that bold, progressive candidate, the candidate that will work hard for every single type of individual that make up the district.
Representation will be a talking point for a woman who wants to represent the people of central Indiana. But this future candidate says she brings much more to the conversation. Why she wants to serve in the State House. Next.
BatteriesPlus.com. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
An Indiana woman says she is ready to represent the Southeast Side at the State House.
This week, Belinda Drake will announce her candidacy for House District 89. But first, she is talking only with RTV6.
Our Cameron Riddle sat down with the candidate who wants to make sure all Hoosiers are represented at the Capitol.
Belinda Drake is a woman of many firsts.
The first of 25 grandchildren to graduate from college. I'm a trailblazer, resilient, black, beautiful, and bold.
And if elected to represent House District 89 in the state's legislature, Drake would add a new first.
When I do get elected in 2020, I will be, to my knowledge, the first open African American, because that's important, LGBTQ person of color to be elected, female as well, to the State House. And I wouldn't say that that defines my candidacy, but it's definitely part of who I am.
After an unsuccessful attempt to get on the ballot for City County Council, Drake says she wants to take her 10 years of experience in public service, human resources, and healthcare to Indiana's House of Representatives. While her campaign doesn't officially launch until Thursday, the 34-year-old already has a plan for her first 3 initiatives, including passing an inclusive hate crimes law and launching a statewide universal pre-K program, which she says can be funded by profits from legalized marijuana sales in Indiana.
Through my professional career, I've always been told, do not bring up a problem without a solution. But I do know that I better not come to that table next year, November 2020, with a list of problems with no solutions on how to fix them.
Indiana House District 89 spans a wide area on the city's southeast side, carrying a large portion of Warren Township and Beech Grove, as well as parts of Center, Franklin, and Perry Townships. The seat is currently held by Representative Cindy Kirkhofer, who hasn't said if she'll run for re-election, nor did she respond to RTV6's request for comment. While sitting in an East Side coffee shop, Drake says District 89 needs someone who represents the diversity of the Southeast Side.
That's exactly why I will be the best candidate for District 89, because I am representation for the majority, not just of District 89, but majority of the makeup of Indiana.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Drake will officially kick off her campaign at a lunch party on Thursday. Candidates for Indiana's 2020 election can start filing the official paperwork to run on January 8th. We will let you know who Drake will be running against in the Democratic primary or the general election as we get closer to that deadline.
Well, Giving Tuesday is winding down, but community organizations and nonprofits always welcome your donations. In some cases, your generosity could help save lives.
I will always be a voice for the Julian Center, because for me, I'm a survivor because of them.
Money given to the Julian Center supports survivors of domestic violence. Donations cover food, counseling, travel expenses, and other services. Yvette Smith turned to the center after leaving an abusive relationship.
When I got here, it was so inviting, and, you know, my safety was their #1 concern. You know, they wanted to make sure that I was safe. And what I liked about it when I got here, it felt warm. And when I say warm, I mean, it felt like this is where you should be right now.
If you'd like to donate to the Julian Center or utilize its services, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story for more information. Kids and families who might not have time or the strength to take part in holiday activities were treated to a special party this evening. The Indiana chapter of the organization A Kid Again hosted an event at the Indianapolis Zoo. The kids and families invited to attend are all dealing with the effects of life-threatening illnesses or conditions. For some, it's a rare chance to take a break from doctor's visits and hospital stays.
Oh, it's unbelievable. First of all, it gives them a timeout from all the illness stuff, and they will schedule their treatments around our adventures. And the anticipation has proven through studies to be as strong as the participation, and then it's memories.
Kid provides adventure opportunities once a month at no charge to the families. Tonight, guests were also treated to gifts and dinner.
The Indianapolis Zoo is one of 4 organizations to receive big grants today, courtesy of the PNC Bank Foundation. The $25,000 gift will go to the zoo's nature play programs. The president of the zoo says it is important to expose children to the natural world.
We know that around the world, kids of all ages are becoming less and less exposed to nature and have less and less of a connection to the outdoors. And that means that kids are less likely to develop attitudes that support conservation later in life.
PNC also donated $25,000 each to 3 other local organizations as part of its Grow Up Great program. Kevin?
I'll mention a great week for Christmas at the zoo, and that will extend Friday into Saturday as well as temperatures stay in the 40s or warmer. Okay, early next week, remember I was talking about temperatures getting to 50 or above. We'll be close Sunday. We should make it into the low 50s Monday. Doesn't last all that long, though. You see the colder air just to the northwest. That will sweep back in by Tuesday. Lower 50s Monday. We fall off quite a bit on Tuesday. That warm-up, by the way, starting Sunday and Monday, comes with rainfall. Temperatures right now, 34 in Indianapolis, 32 in Columbus. Most everyone in the lower 30s now, with temperatures maybe dropping another 3 or 4 degrees. At the bus stop in the morning, 31 and partly cloudy. The big change by the time you come home from school or work will be the wind increasing in strength, gusting to 30 miles per hour. We'll still manage to hit 43 for the afternoon high. Thursday is the warmest day of the work week, 46 degrees with some sunshine. Friday, we back off a little bit back into the lower 40s. Through the day tomorrow, a noontime temperature of 41. There are your afternoon high temperatures again in the 40s, but that wind will take the edge off of that a little bit as we see gusts anywhere from 20 miles per hour in the morning, increasing to over 30 with the strongest winds, I think, in the north and eastern portion of the state, but strong everywhere. Thursday, mixture of clouds and sunshine, temperature again into the mid 40s, upper 40s to the south, and it's Monument Circle Day. It's 6 Shines on Toy Drive on Monument Circle. 40 degrees midday, 46 the afternoon high. Other temperatures around central Indiana closer to 50 as you go to the south. The end of the weekend, still dry Saturday, 42. Change Sunday. Temperature comes back up. Rain chance increases through the day with rain likely Sunday night, and we stay warm enough for rain on Monday as temperatures peak at around 51 degrees and then get cooler Tuesday.
We're going up and then
just enjoy it while it's still here.
Exactly.
All right, Dave, we're talking IU.
I got a lot going on tonight. One of those busy nights here leading into late December. Good evening. Another Big Ten ACC challenge tonight, and it comes at a good time really for IU. The Hoosiers have looked good, but haven't played a Big 5 team until tonight. Hosting 17th ranked Florida State. Victor Oladipo was there, taking a break from training up in Fort Wayne, and so was the Old Oaken Bucket, fresh off the football win at West Lafayette last Saturday. The Stars were out tonight, and that includes a freshman, Trace Jackson. Davis, second half, Trace with the jam. He had 15. It was only a 3-point game with 8 minutes remaining, but the story was Devontae Green. Look at the little dribble drive and one. He had a game-high 30. Vicks enjoying the return to IU. Hoosiers a big win at home, 80-64. They start Big Ten play Saturday at Wisconsin. Butler with its first true road test tonight at Ole Miss. First time Laval Jordan's had a Butler team in the top 25. Didn't disappoint tonight. The show was all Kamar Baldwin. The senior dialed it in early, 4-5 from behind the arc. Shot 7-11 from everywhere else. Dude shot 69% from the field all by himself. Butler led by as many as 16. They hold on to win 67-58. They're now 8-0. Host Florida noon on Saturday. One other score for you tonight. Loyola defeating Ball State 70-58. Cards are now 4-4. Meanwhile, the midweek Hoosier Hoop Hysteria coverage is underway here on RTV6, and no more important game tonight than at Muncie Central. The historic Muncie Fieldhouse reopening tonight. First time in 2 years after a storm severely damaged the building. It's a 91-year-old facility. Cost another $1.7 million to get it back up and running, most of it to the roof of the facility. But what a moment tonight. One of the cathedrals of high school hoop back in business.
I talked to a lot of Bearcat fans, a lot of old Bearcat fans that thought this would never happen. They kind of thought maybe it would just go away. And our school board and our administration said that not on their watch. And so here we are playing tonight, and I'm just excited about the future.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. A lot of nostalgia, a ton of history. Muncie Central hosting Fishers tonight. Muncie Central in white. DeMar Woods Haskins opens things up with a 3. But Fishers, they're back in a big way this season. They're working down low. Jeffrey Simmons. Fishers wins tonight 63-53. Tigers now 2-0. Bearcats fall to 1-2. Great to see Muncie Fieldhouse back up and running. If we can just get the Wigwam and Anderson going.
Right. Next one.
One thing at a time.
Next goal.
One thing at a time.
Thanks, Dave, for that.
From treatment to employment, how an Indiana company is helping people overcome addiction and get back in the workforce.
For more than a year, Hiring Hoosiers has been connecting you to employment opportunities, resources, training, and education.
And as we head into a new year, we are taking a look back at some of the companies and programs that have sought to change the lives of Hoosiers.
Well, that includes people who may be struggling to get back in the workforce. Last year, a cable manufacturing company with a plant in Richmond created a program to support workers who are battling addiction. RTV6's Lauren Casey shows how the business is helping those employees get clean and get back on the job.
Giving them an opportunity to earn a livable wage, giving them hope.
Belden Industries manufactures cable for industrial business. Nearly a third of their current employees are up for retirement within the next few years, so leaders at Belden knew they were at a crossroads.
We were a little bit concerned when we launched a program about what the reaction was going to be, and it's been a pleasant surprise.
Belden was seeing an increase in the prospective employees failing their pre-employment drug tests or screenings, so they created a Pathway to Recovery program partnering with outside organizations to provide addiction treatment and then jobs. It's a bridge from treatment to employment.
We have seen a huge sense of pride of people that have been able to keep a job, employees that come in and talk about the success they've had.
The program launched in February of 2018. Since then, 8 people have dropped out, but we can tell you that 15 people are now working jobs in the plant. 11 of those people have now graduated on to operating machinery. They've learned a lot along the way, like people will stay in the program and be more successful if they're also able to earn a livable wage.
We view it as we're changing the stigma, and it's allowed current employees to come forward and say, hey, I need help.
And now they're creating the Belden Blueprint to guide other companies who want to give something like this a shot.
That was Lauren Casey reporting. And for more information about the Belden program or any other career-related story you see on RTV6, go to hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back. If books are on your child's Christmas list, or even if they're not, you can give the gift of reading for free. The Indianapolis Public Library's annual Jingle Books campaign started today. Research shows that when families have books in the home, kids become better readers.
You can get one of your Christmas presents taken care of while you're at the library, get it home, sneak it under the tree, and do your part to help ensure that the children in your family will be better readers in the year ahead.
You can pick out a free book at any Indianapolis Public Library branch. Just look for the red box.
Temperatures up and away. That might be getting carried away a little bit, but we'll be to 46 on Thursday, dry, and then 51 early next week. Who has a new book out, Dave?
Jimmy Kimmel's got a new book out. Money goes to children's hospitals.
So it's children's book.
Exactly,
Okay.
yes, yeah.
Young adults.
No,
Children.
it's for me, basically.
Pretty much.